Welcome to this second citation tutorial. In this video we're gonna look at the aircraft from the outside and also inside the cabin. So before we start to have a look at the actual aircraft in detail, let's have a look at the registration. You can see right now it's a November registered aircraft. We are here in Germany, in Hanover right now, so we want to change that into a German registration, and we can actually do that via the menu. We can go to the citation menu, go to tail number, and just type in the tail number you want. So let's choose Delta India Lima Hotel Alpha, which is an actual CJ1 Plus, and just click Set Tail Number. We wait for a bit, and after about 30 seconds, we will have the new registration on the plane. So there we go. Okay, let's have a look at the plane. First of all, let's have a walk around, have a look at the outside. So let's have a look at the door first of all, maybe. First of all, we can see here on the right hand side we have the wing inspection light, which illuminates the left hand wing so you can see if it's icing up. We have the main door, which has this handle which we can put into the open or the lock position. So open position, we have this down arrow, we just click that. That opens the door, and then we can open it by clicking on some part of the door and open it like this. We can also unfold the stairs, and the door's open and ready for boarding. Next we have these front cargo hatches, and also one on the other side here. There's some gauges which are not active yet, so they don't read actual values. We have some covers on the aircraft, so these two are for the fuel tubes, and this is for the AOA vane. We can remove those. Coming around this side of the aircraft, we can see the rear emergency exit. We can see our heated wing surfaces, as well as our heated engine surfaces. Speaking about the engines, we can also put covers on the engines by clicking on them. We have chocks that we can remove individually. Coming around this side of the plane, we have this, which is our hydraulic reservoir. We can open that up. I'm not sure if this is actually modeled. I don't think so, because if we go to the main menu, we don't have a refill hydraulic fluid or something. Let's continue. We can see the thrust attenuators on the back of the engines, and we can also put the covers on from the back. We can see the pneumatic boots on the tail right there. Coming around this side of the aircraft, we have our rear cargo hatch, which we can open. And there are two interesting things in there. First of all, there's our main battery. So right now it's disconnected. We can actually connect it and then close this door. If we disconnect it, we won't be able to close this door. So my personal policy is whenever I have this thing connected, I will close the door. So this way I can tell, oops, I just removed the wheel chuck. This way I can tell if the battery is on or not. And also we have a circuit breaker panel on the inside here. And these actually work. We can click them, they will pop out. So that's something you need to check during the blue light. Let's close this one. We also have a connector for the external power, which is kind of hard to see, but if we zoom in, we can see this right here, little hatch that we can click, which is basically to the left of this hinge of the cargo door. And this will activate the external power. This thing we have to start up ourselves, so let's have a look at how to do that. I'll switch to the free camera here and get myself situated in front of the power unit. So let's first of all make sure the switches are in the right position. So we want basically everything to be all the way down. So this, and that's a light which will not work yet, I think, unless we have power. So next we check that we are here on 1100. Then we can start this thing up by putting this switch into the start position, and by holding this switch until the engine starts. There we go. Just letting this spool up and stabilize. Once this is stable on 1000 RPM, we can go to our high RPM rate setting. Wait for that to stabilize. There we go. Now we are not providing power to the aircraft yet. For this, we need to bring this into the on and the close position. So we'll keep that pressed in the close position until this light lights up. So there we go. That is the GPU running. If we now go to the plane and quickly turn on the battery, which is here, we will see we should have 28.5 volts, which we have. This is a sign, and this is our only sign that we have, that the GPU is running. Let's go back to the GPU and turn this off. Let's say we go to the free camera first. So turning it off is the opposite process. So we'll disconnect the thing first. Bring this in the off position. The close is spring loaded, so we just have to go one step down. Bring that to the idle RPM again. Wait for it to stabilize at 1000 RPM. And then we can turn the engine off. After the engine is off, we can remove the GPU itself, and we're done. Now if we go back into the cockpit and turn on the battery again, you'll see we only get 25.5 volts. So this is your indication if you're on GPU power or not. While we're in here, let's have a look at the cabin. So coming through this door, we have a small light here which lights up a small LED thing on the top. We have this seat called the jump seat in the weight and balance menu. We have a drawer here. And then to the right of us, we have our 4 main passenger seats. Let's go to the jump seat first of all. We can see we have a small cabinet here. We can open it up. You have some refreshments here. To close it from this position, you click on the jet right here, which is basically the opposite side of this handle. Then we have some drawers, this one and this one. We also have the window blinds, which we can just manually operate to put them down. So we also have vents, which we can move in this position, and also we can move the inside to change the amount of air coming out. We have also some cabin lights. We'll show you once we are actually at night and can look at the lights. Inside the cabin, same thing, we have lights, we have vents for the passengers sitting here. We also have tables on each side that can fall out. We can obviously store them again. In the back, we have the emergency exit from the inside. We have this seat, this standby seat or toilet seat actually, which is not modeled in the weight and balance, but it is belted, so theoretically you could sit a passenger there, which would be definitely the worst seat on a plane because you don't have a view and you're sitting on a toilet. Well, actually this is a toilet, you can actually flush it once you have power to the aircraft. We have some more stuff in here. Have a first aid kit here behind the rear left seat. And we have the fire extinguisher here in the flight deck. So I've switched to night to show you some lights in the plane. We have this switch first of all, which illuminates this thing along the top. Then we have these lights. So it's kind of hard to get into the right position in order to click these switches. So the trick is whenever you have this cursor pointing upwards, that is your light switch. If you have the cursor with the hand, this is moving your light. One last thing I want to show you is how to operate the door from the inside. So first of all, we can retract the stairs right here. Then we have to move it forward to the outside so that you can see the door. And click that. This is not locked yet, so we need to bring this to the lock position. And now it's locked. In order to do the opposite to open the door, we bring this to the open position first, then push to move the door open, and then push to push the stairs down. There are two more covers we can put on the plane. One we can reach by pressing the top part of the cockpit windows right here, which is the cover that's from the outside. And the other one is if we go into the cockpit, we can click this corner right here. We'll get a cover from the inside. Like this. So that's the tour of the citation from the outside and from the cabin. I hope you enjoyed this video, and the next one will be the flight deck.